Former NBA player DeMarcus Cousins recently shared his thoughts on LeBron James's future with the Los Angeles Lakers, suggesting that the four-time NBA champion might not retire wearing the purple and gold uniform, as the Lakers navigate through their current season with a 25 wins and 16 losses record. Questions about the long-term future of their veteran superstar continue to surface across the basketball community. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. LeBron James is currently playing in his 23rd season in the NBA, establishing a record that appears unlikely to be broken in the near future. The legendary forward remains under contract with Los Angeles only through the end of the current campaign, creating uncertainty about where he will play next season. With speculation running wild about potential destinations for the aging superstar, Cousins offered his perspective during an appearance on FanDuel's Run It Back program, stating his belief that James will finish his career with the Cleveland Cavaliers rather than the Lakers. According to Cousins, a return to Cleveland makes perfect sense for multiple reasons. The former NBA center emphasized that Cleveland represents where James's professional basketball journey began, and it's also his hometown, creating a natural connection that could prove irresistible as the star approaches retirement. Cousins noted that the Cavaliers would likely be the first organization to retire James's jersey, making it the ideal location for him to conclude his historic career. The emotional appeal of returning home for a farewell tour while competing for a championship contending team presents an attractive scenario for the veteran forward. Throughout his time with the Lakers, James has experienced a mix of success and disappointment. While he led the franchise to an NBA championship during the bubble season, the subsequent years have proven challenging. The team has struggled to build a consistent championship contender around their aging star, and this season has been particularly difficult with numerous injury setbacks affecting the roster. James himself has missed time due to various ailments, as have key teammates Austin Reeves and Luka Dončić, who now leads the team's offense alongside the veteran forward. The Lakers' recent performance has been inconsistent, losing 5 of their last 7 games before reaching the midpoint of the regular season. Head coach JJ Redick has worked to maintain team cohesion despite the rotating lineup caused by injuries, but the results have been mixed. The franchise currently sits in the middle of the Western Conference playoff race, positioned as a competitive team, but not among the elite championship contenders in the league. Cousins expressed his view that James should never find himself in a position where his team fails to make the playoffs, suggesting that the Lakers haven't consistently provided the supporting cast necessary for championship success. The former center pointed to the overall Lakers record as evidence that while respectable, the team could be performing at a higher level with better roster construction around their superstar players. LeBron James holds significant leverage regarding his future because he possesses a no-trade clause in his current contract. This provision means he controls his own destiny and can determine whether he remains with the Lakers or explores other opportunities. If he chooses to enter free agency this summer, he would attract interest from multiple franchises looking to add an elite veteran presence to their rosters. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Cousins' predicted destination, currently field one of the most exciting young rosters in the Eastern Conference. A return to his original team would allow James to mentor developing talent while competing for another championship. The nostalgia factor of finishing where he started, combined with the competitive advantage of joining a strong team, creates a compelling argument for this scenario. Despite the speculation, James has remained characteristically private about his retirement plans. He has not publicly committed to playing beyond this season, nor has he ruled out continuing his career. The veteran forward appears focused on the present rather than engaging in discussions about his future, maintaining his concentration on helping the Lakers succeed in the current campaign. The Lakers organization faces critical decisions in the coming months. With the NBA trade deadline approaching and questions swirling about James's future, the front office must balance short-term competitiveness with long-term planning. General manager Rob Pelinka and the ownership group will need to determine whether to make aggressive moves to improve the current roster or begin transitioning toward building around younger stars like Doncic. Regardless of where James ultimately finishes his career, his legacy remains secure as one of basketball's all-time greats. His achievements with 3 different franchises have cemented his place among the sport's immortals. However, the question of where he will play his final games continues to generate intense speculation throughout the basketball world. Whether Cousins' prediction proves accurate remains to be seen, but the former NBA star's reasoning provides food for thought as the Lakers and their legendary forward approach a crossroads moment in franchise history. Luka Dončić provided his assessment of the Los Angeles Lakers' performance as the team reached the halfway point of the regular season. Following a victory over the Toronto Raptors on Sunday night, the Lakers improved their record to 25 wins and 16 losses, positioning themselves firmly in the Western Conference playoff picture. However, the star guard acknowledged that the team's journey has featured significant ups and downs during the first half of the campaign. The Lakers began the season with impressive momentum, displaying the chemistry and defensive intensity that makes them dangerous opponents. That early success created optimism throughout the organization and fan base about their championship potential. Unfortunately, recent weeks have presented considerable challenges as the team has struggled with consistency and dealt with a wave of injuries that disrupted their rhythm and rotation. When asked about the team's record at the season's midpoint, Dončić offered a measured response that reflected both satisfaction with their position and recognition of unrealized potential. He acknowledged that while a winning record represents solid performance, the Lakers possess the capability to achieve even better results. The guard specifically referenced two recent performances against quality Eastern Conference opponents that showcased the team's ceiling when operating at peak efficiency. The victories over the Atlanta Hawks and Toronto Raptors demonstrated what the Lakers can accomplish when all elements of their game plan come together. In those contests, the team displayed the defensive tenacity, offensive execution, and mental focus required to defeat quality competition. Dončić emphasized that if the Lakers can consistently replicate those performances, they will dramatically improve their chances of winning games down the stretch. Injuries have significantly impacted the Lakers' ability to maintain consistency throughout the season. Dončić himself has missed time dealing with various ailments, forcing the team to adjust their offensive approach during his absence. LeBron James has similarly battled through injury concerns, though the veteran forward has shown remarkable durability for a player in his 23rd professional season. Austin Reeves continues recovering from a calf injury that has sidelined him for multiple games, depriving the Lakers of a crucial secondary playmaker and perimeter defender. Beyond the three primary stars, virtually every important role player on the roster has missed time at different points this season. This revolving door of availability has prevented head coach JJ Redick from establishing consistent lineups and rotations. The coaching staff has been forced to constantly experiment with different combinations, making it difficult to develop the chemistry necessary for sustained success. The Lakers face an immediate challenge as they embark on an 8-game road trip that will test their resolve. Road games present inherent difficulties for any team, and an extended stretch away from home amplifies those challenges. The Lakers will need strong leadership from Dončić and James to navigate this demanding portion of their schedule, while Reeves works his way back to full health. DeAndre Ayton has emerged as a reliable interior presence for the Lakers, providing the rim protection and rebounding that the team desperately needed. His performance in the victory over Toronto exemplified his value, as he played flawlessly on both ends of the floor. The big man's development has been one of the positive storylines during a season marked by inconsistency. Despite the challenges, the Lakers remain positioned as legitimate playoff contenders. Their current record places them in the thick of the Western Conference race, though they need to string together quality performances to separate themselves from the pack. Every game carries significant importance as the season progresses toward its conclusion. Doncic's individual excellence has been a constant bright spot for Los Angeles throughout the season. His recognition as a starter for the NBA All-Star Game validated his outstanding play and leadership. The guard led all players in fan voting, demonstrating his popularity across the basketball community. This honor represents another milestone in what has been a remarkable season for the young superstar. The Lakers must find ways to elevate their performance in the second half. Doncic's challenge to his teammates to match their best performances against Atlanta and Toronto provides a clear benchmark for the standard the team must maintain. If they can consistently play at that level, combining defensive intensity with offensive efficiency, they possess the talent to compete with anyone. Head coach Redick faces the critical task of managing his star players' workload while maintaining competitive intensity throughout the regular season schedule. The balance between preserving James and Dončić for the playoffs while accumulating enough wins to secure favorable postseason positioning requires careful calibration. The coaching staff must also continue integrating returning players back into the rotation without disrupting momentum. As the Lakers look ahead to the second half of the season, they carry both promise and uncertainty. Their potential remains evident in their best performances, but consistency has proven elusive. Doncic's leadership will be essential as they navigate the challenges ahead. The next 41 games will determine whether the Lakers can transform potential into sustained excellence and position themselves as genuine championship contenders. The Los Angeles Lakers may be planning to preserve their trade assets in preparation for a potential pursuit of Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo during the upcoming summer. According to Zach Lowe of The Ringer, several teams around the league are resisting the temptation to make incremental moves before the February trade deadline to maintain flexibility necessary to compete for Antetokounmpo if he becomes available. The NBA trade deadline arrives on February 5th, coinciding with the conclusion of the Lakers' current 8-game road trip. With Los Angeles having lost 5 of their last 7 games, trade speculation surrounding the franchise has intensified considerably. Many observers believe the team needs to make roster moves to become a genuine championship contender, yet the most prudent approach may involve patience rather than hasty action. Lowe specifically identified the Lakers as one of several organizations choosing to think long-term rather than making short-term improvements that could compromise their ability to pursue bigger goals. The Miami Heat, Atlanta Hawks, and Golden State Warriors join Los Angeles in this strategic approach, positioning themselves for a potential run at acquiring one of the league's most dominant players. The reasoning behind this strategy makes considerable sense for the Lakers' current situation. With LeBron James potentially concluding his tenure with the organization after this season, the franchise appears ready to transition toward building around Luka Dončić as their primary star. Adding Antetokounmpo to a core featuring the young guard would create a formidable foundation for sustained championship contention. While attractive options exist in the current trade market, including defensive specialists Herb Jones and Trey Murphy from the New Orleans Pelicans, general manager Rob Pelinka must weigh immediate upgrades against future possibilities. Trading valuable assets for incremental improvements now could eliminate the ammunition necessary to compete for a transformative acquisition in the summer. The speculation surrounding Antetokounmpo's future in Milwaukee has reached a crescendo as the Bucks struggled to meet championship expectations. Following a recent victory over the Atlanta Hawks, the 2-time NBA Most Valuable Player addressed questions about teams potentially holding their trade plans in anticipation of his decision. His measured response suggested awareness of the situation while maintaining focus on current responsibilities. Antetokounmpo acknowledged that he cannot control what other organizations do regarding their roster construction. He emphasized his commitment to competing at the highest level and helping the Bucks win games, demonstrating professionalism despite swirling speculation. When asked directly whether he would finish the season in Milwaukee, the superstar stated that he takes things day by day. The NBA champion's comments reveal a player caught between loyalty to his current team and awareness of professional basketball's business realities. His situation mirrors other superstars who have faced similar crossroads moments, where championship aspirations conflict with organizational limitations. The Bucks must either dramatically turn their season around or consider making significant changes. For Antetokounmpo to remain in Milwaukee long-term, the organization likely needs to either improve their current roster significantly or pair him with another star-level player. Without such moves, the talented forward may conclude that his best path to additional titles lies elsewhere, potentially making him available through trade. The Lakers' strategy of patience carries both risks and rewards. If they stand pat at the deadline and continue struggling, they could fall out of playoff contention. However, if they make desperate moves now for marginal improvements, they might forfeit the opportunity to acquire a generational talent who could anchor their franchise. Several factors make the Lakers an attractive destination for Antetokounmpo. The franchise's historical prestige and championship pedigree appeal to elite players seeking to cement their legacy. The presence of Doncic provides a ready-made co-star who can share the offensive burden while complementing Antetokounmpo's unique skill set. Their combined talents would create matchup nightmares for opposing defenses. Additionally, the Los Angeles market offers unparalleled commercial opportunities beyond basketball. Endorsement deals and media exposure make the city appealing to star players interested in building their brand. These factors have historically helped the Lakers attract premier talent. The uncertainty extends beyond just the Lakers and Bucks. Multiple teams are positioning themselves similarly, creating competition for Antetokounmpo's services. The Heat, Warriors, and Hawks all possess attractive elements that could appeal to the superstar. Miami represents a formidable competitor in any Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. The Heat organization has demonstrated consistent excellence under Pat Riley's leadership, developing a winning culture that appeals to championship-minded players. The coming weeks will prove critical for all parties involved. The trade deadline will reveal which teams committed to immediate improvement and which maintained flexibility. For the Lakers, patience may prove their most valuable asset if it enables them to secure a player of Antetokounmpo's caliber and build a dynasty around him and Doncic.